Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to HD Photography channel. And this is a brand new YouTube channel talking about landscape photographs, also other types, and photography techniques and photo video sharing. What you can hope to see is different category photos and my personal experiences from a beginner to a pretty experienced landscape photographer.
I'm Howard, a high school senior student in Vancouver, BC.
Nice.
If you are interested in seniors in Canada, especially BC, a place known for its stunning landscape view, you are very encouraged to subscribe to this channel. There are a lot of good places for photography if you are a resident in BC. Rivers, lakes, mountains, etc. And this is my capstone project for my high school graduation, so as many
Do not
as
hesitate to
subscribers and views
subscribe.
are welcomed. Please share this channel or share the video if you really like it. I have a partner on this project. His name is Daniel. He works as the video editor in this video, and he will appear in next few videos. Every video will be about 10 to 15 minutes, and you may look up this channel and there are actually some videos I upload previously. I have a personal photography website. Please check it out, it's in the description. Today I will start the first video of this series, equipment. When talking about equipment, many will say, oh, do I need to spend 10K on buying cameras and lenses and gears? Yes, but no. Actually, for beginners, smartphone is good enough, especially for the recent ones. The one I'm using is Xiaomi 11 Ultra. It actually produces really good photos. There are a lot of photos I just take it by smartphone, and some people just cannot distinguish it from real cameras.
Nice.
Please do not use smartphone from 10 years ago. They probably cannot work that well. And for the recent ones like iPhone, Samsung, Xiaomi, LG, there is a pro mode in the camera app. I strongly recommend you to start using it. It is a very good opportunity to get to learn some basic of the photography. You can play with some ISO, shutter speed, and aperture. There is not really aperture in it. You can play with these kind of things and you can know, oh, this is how photography works. And it's gonna really help you to get back better on operating camera in the future. So let's get into cameras. If you feel like, oh, smartphone is not good enough for me and I am getting better and better and I probably need long range of focal length and you need better image quality, yes, that's the time you need a camera. So camera are divided into two categories, DSLR and mirrorless. DSLR has been invented decades ago and it has worked quite well in professional and personal areas, but in recent 1 decade, mirrorless camera are taking a larger proportion. So mirrorless camera are lighter and it's easier to operate. And if you want to buy a new camera now, please buy a mirrorless one. And mirrorless camera are also categorized in 5 or 4 categories by the size of CMOS. CMOS is the film of digital camera, and the bigger the size, the better the image quality it will produce. And so let's start from the smallest one, 1 inch. 1-inch camera, you can see a lot of people use it. It's pretty small and neat, but I do not really recommend you buying a new one. It gives you a sense of professional photography than a smartphone, but it may not produce better photos than current smartphones. But you can buy a used one, it's quite cheap. APS-C is bigger, it has a bigger sensor, CMOS, and yes, it's more affordable and do produce distinctive photos. Personally, I don't have a lot of experience use APS-C. However, in my perspective, I will not buy a APS-C camera because it is not really cheaper than full frame camera because you need to buy lenses, and APS-C lenses are kind of expensive. So if you have the money and you want to be a professional photographer, why not just go to full frame? And full frame is awesome. You are actually using the same equipment as professional photographers. This is what I really recommend. You can use it for years, and the lenses are changeable. And if you find the lens is not that good, you can update later. Medium format and bigger format has a pretty larger sensor, but it's way too expensive and hard to operate. Please don't buy it if you are not familiar with camera enough. And you can always buy a used one, and they are generally cheaper, but you probably need a friend who knows camera very well, and they can see if there are some mistake errors in this camera. And next step, I want to move on some brand recommendations, and just please note that this video do not have any advertisement or promotion, but we are open to sponsors. So for full frame cameras, there are big three: Nikon, Sony, and Canon. Nowadays, a lot of people use Sony cameras because it has a lot of lens. Also, other manufacturers produce good Sony lenses, such as Tamra and Sigma, and it has a cheaper price. Canon also is good for both personal and professional use. It's pretty user friendly. However, the lenses are sort of expensive. But if you are especially interested in taking portraits, you should buy a Canon because it's good skin color solution and fast focus speed.
Nice.
Nikon is particularly good for landscape photos as well as its lenses. Now I am using a Sony A7R III. It's good for landscape photos. It has 42 megapixels, so it produces really stunning image quality. However, if I will buy another one, I will probably considering buy a Nikon Z7. And there are some other brands that are pretty well known. Fujifilm, it only sells APS-C and medium format. However, it is known for its good looking and film style solution. A lot of people like it. There are some very loyal customer base. Other brands have like Olympus, Hasselblad, Leica, Face. These camera brands have its own traits and personalities, and I will talk about some in detail in next week's videos. And next video I will be talking about lenses, and in a few later ones I will talking about camera gears and like tripod, and this is the filter. Also Junes. if you want to be a drone camera photographer. So you need to notice that sometimes lenses are more expensive than camera, and you do need to spend more money on lenses than camera because lenses is the more important part of taking a good photos. So let's say you buying a camera and you want a focal length from 16 to 200. You actually need buy three lenses: 16 to 35, 24 to 70, and 70 to 200. There are some long range lenses, but the image quality are not that good. So for example, this lens, Sony 20 f 1.8G, costs around 1,200 Canadian dollars. It's okay, it's not that expensive, and gives me really good photos. And I will talk about printing. So if you want your photo printed like this and share it with your friends or put it on the wall, there's another step you need to consider. So I want to end my video today. If you have any feedbacks or comments, please share it below. If you really like the video, like it and subscribe to the channel. So see you next video.